And so that's another reason we really wanted to talk about this, because it can be something that happens, right while you're in school, right out of school, or like you said, somewhere within your career.
Absolutely. Yeah. And depending on, there's a really wonderful survey that can be found online. It's called the Professional Quality of Life Inventory. And a provider of any kind can take it at any point in their career, and it gives a fairly accurate reading of sort of which level of professional stress related to a helping profession that provider's feeling. And so it helps them differentiate, is this burnout? Is this empathy or compassion fatigue? Is this secondary trauma? And then with support, hopefully we'll be able to, intervene and help themselves on whatever level that might be. Something like burnout typically is resolved relatively quickly. It can be resolved through sort of easier self-care interventions, like taking a day off or going out to lunch with a colleague and sort of laughing it off, taking a walk, maybe shaking things up a little bit professionally, like, gosh, I'm seeing a lot of this kind of patient, and I'd like to see more of this kind of patient. That helps with burnout. And as if those things don't work, if they don't resolve, then you may be looking at something called empathy fatigue or compassion fatigue. The reason I'm differentiating between those two terms, empathy, what we know is that empathy is the feeling of feeling other people's feelings. It's a lot of feelings in that sentence. Sometimes we call feeling the F word too. So, but it's true. So we that's how we're good providers, is we can feel what it's like for somebody else. Oftentimes we relate that to our own experience too. Empathy can be very helpful in building rapport, but it also can be harmful if we leave it unchecked. If all we do all day long is feel other people's feelings, that can be exhausting. That can lead to something called empathy fatigue, where I just don't want to feel any feelings anymore. And it's harder for us to relate to other people if we're experiencing that. Compassion is the act of acting on the empathy. So we do something about it. If we have unchecked empathy without compassion, that leads to burnout. That leads to empathy fatigue, compassion fatigue. We need the compassion to go along with the empathy so that we can have the feeling and then do something about it, know how to help somebody. It helps us feel effective and capable when we're trying to help other people who may struggle.